Hello, this is a custom video made for Edison Township Public Schools to assist you with delivering your first common assessment or your first quarterlies to your students using Edulastic. So in this short video, I will show you how to find that assignment, how to post it or assign it to your students, how to close it when they're finished, and finally, how you can share the details of the assessments with your students. So you'll start by signing in using your clever single sign-on. This will take you to the Edulastic dashboard. Here you'll see your list of classes. We have a sample teachers up here. You'll see your list of classes and they're listed by usually sections or periods. To find your common assessment, you'll start on the dashboard and you'll scroll down to the assignments button here. By selecting the Assignments button, it'll take you to a screen listing out your most current assignments. You'll know that it's a common assignment or a quarterly by the term common that's up here in the left corner here. As you use Edulastic more and more in the future, if you choose to use it for your own class assignments, those assignments will also show up here, but you'll be able to see which one is the common or the quarterly by this common status. So as you'll see, this is not open. You're going to go and to the right side and select open. This will open the assignments for all of your students. When you select open, the status changes now to in progress and your students have been assigned or it's been launched for your students. At the end of the period, when all of the students have finished the assessment, select more options and close the assignment. By closing the assignment, you're locking it down so students cannot access it any longer. If, on the other hand, you had several absent students or the students didn't finish it in the needed time, you have the option of pausing the assignment. Pausing it will lock it down temporarily, so students will not be able to access it outside of class or after it's been paused until you unpause it again. So when your students return and you're ready to finish the assessment, you can unpause it and those absent students can finish the assessment. So to summarize the process up till this point, you're first going to log in, go to the Assignments tab, select Open. When your students have finished, you're going to lock it down either by selecting Close or Pause. Now let's take a minute to look into a student account to see the student's view of this process. When the student signs into Edulastic, they're taken to the dashboard and immediately presented with any open or active assignments. All the student has to do is select the Start Assignment button and begin taking the assessment. So here the students will see the question and they can mark their answer. And as they go through each one of these, they can select. And when the student finishes, he or she will hit Submit. And back on their dashboard or their assignments, they will see they have no active assignments, and the assignment that they just have taken, they'll have a status of graded. Back on the teacher's account, while the students are taking the assessment, the teacher can view the responses button here, and you can follow along on the live class board. So as the students are answering each question, this section here is being populated with their correct answers and their incorrect answers. You can see here each of these represents a question. So question 1, 2, 3. You can see that there's 11 correct answers here. The red indicates the wrong answers, and the blue line indicates the average amount of time the class as a whole has spent on this question. You can break it down even further by looking at just one student's information, including how long that student spent on each question. And again, the color coding helps you see quickly the right, wrong, or partially correct answers. And when the assessment time is up, you can pause or close it here as well. The steps that summarize the process you'll be going through for your quarterlies are to log in using your clever single sign-on. Once you're logged in, go to your Assignments tab on your left side navigation. Find the common assessment or the name of the quarterly you'll be administering. Select Open. This is on the far right side of the assessment name on the assignments page. You can watch the students as they're taking the assessment and watch their progress using the live class board. That you'll find by selecting the Responses button, also on the assignments page. And then when the class period is over, you can close or pause the assessment. The last thing I'll show you is how to present the information to your students in a completely anonymous way. When you go onto the live class board, there is a button called Present. By selecting this, it takes the student names below and turns them into anonymous icons, sort of randomly assigned names. So now you have brown bowl and orange dice and yellow dice and red life buoy. These will allow you to go through and discuss each question and discuss the answers that the class as a whole gave and what the correct answer should have been, but again, in a very anonymous way. And when you're finished presenting it to your class, you just reset it and it goes back to the original teacher view. The goal of today's session was to give you just the steps you needed to be able to administer quarterlies in the coming weeks. As you use Edulastic, though, you'll see that there's quite a bit more to it, including reports and data analysis and ways to even make your own assessments. We'll cover these at later trainings, but in the meantime, we look forward to working with you to make these first set of quarterlies a success.